Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another spotlight session. Today's guest, we have Kyle from homes.com, who's going to give us a presentation on their products, services, everything they have, and the ways they're helping agents build leads, help with listings, and all types of great things. So I'm going to let Kyle come on and take it away. As you guys can see on your screen, he has a presentation already lined up for us. So I will let him take it away. Kyle, it's all yours.
Awesome. Because I turned my video on, right?
No, you're on here.
Okay. I wasn't sure if like my camera so they can see me.
Oh, yeah, you can see if you stand right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you'll be presenting and all that stuff. So whichever one. Whichever you'd like to
And
do,
I'll
sir.
put my mic on. I'll be good for that.
Yeah, your mic's on here.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, everything's
Confused with the two different stuff.
You're good.
Yeah, so first off, thanks for having me in. Of course, I know Lawrence has been going back and forth with one of our inside sales reps, and they connected the two of us, and I'm here in the field in New Jersey, although I like to say local from Sussex County, and it's already been said, it's quite a little bit of a drive, but I don't mind it. So yeah, I'm excited to be here, and thanks for tuning in there and coming to the office today. I know sometimes that isn't something that happens too often either. But anyways, yeah, just to get started off, I don't know if anyone's used homes.com recently themselves or had clients send them homes.com links. I don't know if anyone's tapped into homes.com and it's changed.
Sure.
Yeah.
On the site once.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's changed a lot in the last couple of years. It's back in 2021, it was purchased by CoStar Group. It's, of course, been around and the domain has existed for a very long time. Just has taken on different attributes over time, especially after the acquisition of CoStar. CoStar took it and did the opposite of what the other platforms are doing. Zillow, Realtor, and Redfin, they're set up to, they, especially Zillow, built themselves to a level of capacity where they can now try to compete against you. They're taking your leads, your brand, your signage, and selling it to those willing to purchase into zip codes. And now, of course, they're trying to become a brokerage, take your commissions, things of that sort. Homes.com is taking an opposite approach. They're not looking to ever compete. They're looking to partner with you, not against you. The only information on homes.com when it comes to the listings are on it are the listing agent information, and that's it. They're not trying to have deceptive practices where they draw you away from the listing agent hitting contact or set up a showing time, and then you end up with a different agent than you expected from a consumer standpoint or buyer standpoint. So I'll go into details what that kind of looks like. If it will run. A little bit about myself. I grew up and graduated from Vernon Township High School, all the way up in Vernon, as far north as you could possibly get before getting to New York, and 45 minutes from Vermont. I spent some time in real estate in other capacities. I spent some time originating loans. I was selling mortgage insurance as well to loan originators. And then I was in the title insurance side of the business as well, and that's how I got in. But for the last 2.5 years, and now 3 total with homes.com, I've been with CoStar Group. Actually, 2.5 of those years were down in Richmond, where I spent some time on the apartments.com brand, which is within their network of brands, doing more of a research style role, collecting data for their product. But it's led me here, which I'm super excited about. And if you don't know what CoStar Group is, they own quite a few brands within the commercial real estate space up to this point until they acquired homes.com. They spent their entire life building a large commercial data company where they own brands like LoopNet, apartments.com, land.com, 10x, BizBuySell. They recently, at the beginning of the year, acquired Matterport. So they now own Matterport. And of course, now on the residential side, they own homes.com. This kind of goes into what I was talking about earlier. Everyone's familiar with the way it's been working for the last 20 plus years. You go on a site like Zillow, Realtor, and Redfin. A consumer or buyer goes on there and tries to click on your listing to set up a time to see the property, and they're most likely not getting you. They're most likely getting someone else. Actually, probably 9 times out of 10, they're getting someone else, unless they look deep into the listing and find out who's listing it from that little blurb at the bottom. So yeah, they're taking your sign, they're taking your listing, your leads and brand, and they're just selling it to those buying into the zip codes. Homes.com is built to be different. They live up to the philosophy of your listing, your lead. So they believe that you work so hard to obtain the listing with the seller that you deserve the leads that come from it. So the only information that will ever be listed on homes.com and the site there, and this is the mobile app, of course, will be your information only. Even if they were to send a message rather than call you, that message is going to your dashboard, your profile to of course interact with the buyer and consumer. And on the flip side of that, of course, there's the buyer side of the equation. When you access your homes.com profile, which everybody has accessibility to, regardless of membership, you can connect with a buyer on it. And throughout the entire experience on homes.com, that buyer will now be connected with you as the agent. So anytime they go to a listing outside of your own, your brand will overlay on top of that listing agent to ensure that the buyers, and you are staying connected throughout the entire process.
I have a question.
Hmm?
Is that okay for us to question?
Of course, yeah.
So you said if you're the listing agent and then somebody clicks, it comes to you, right? So if you're not a listing agent, how would you connect with a buyer? Like, in general, what is that? You just said like you would be connected. So how does that happen? And what's in it?
Yeah, absolutely. So from the buy side, it's more of that approach. So if you're working with a buyer,
I see. You like to send them the link to homes.
Yeah, you
I see.
send a connection request. Once you connect with your buyer on homes.com, it's almost like a friend request, like anywhere else, Facebook, Instagram. Once you're connected, you're with them throughout the entire process. Homes.com. You're basically marketing to them on every single listing that they enter and interact with.
That means there is a lead that came or potential buyer that came through homes.com.
In this case, so the only information that's ever going to show on a listing when a buyer enters homes.com will be the listing agent. However, if you're working with a buyer and you want to, utilize homes.com, or, you may be sent Zillow links in the past. In this case, if you're using homes.com, you can connect with them, and you're the only agent that they see now when they go through homes.com, ensuring that you're just staying in front of them the whole way. But I'd like to double down on the idea that, like, regardless of membership, because I'll be getting into membership, everybody has access to setting up their profile.
I guess my question there was, so unless you're a listing agent, you can't actually source leads from homes.com. You would have to give your buyers you're working with a link to homes.com, and then when they browse that website, you would come up always as the agent.
As the
right?
agent, yeah.
You can't actually get a lead from homes.com if you're not the listing agent.
You can there, and I'll go into detail some of the other features. There's directories where you'll be listed as the agent in the neighborhoods that you do business in, and they can find you that way as well. But yeah, I'll touch on some of the slides. I'll touch on that, and of course, this kind of goes into exactly that and how do we typically source the buyers and sellers. Whether it be open houses, repeat clients, farming. Social media, things of that sort. Homes.com built their membership to kind of take the best and most important parts of your business, and when you're finding home buyers and sellers, and wrap it into the membership. Doing that by, of course, increasing your brand recognition, making you seen as the local expert in your market, staying top of mind, essentially to create repeat clients, standing out from the competition to improve your ability to win more listings, and then of course build client confidence to earn more referrals from that. And the marketing value. So, of course, the name of the game is traffic, right? Zillow's been doing it for so long. They're the biggest player in the game. Homes.com, now acquired by CoStar Group, is taking their strongest arm to leverage into that number one spot. Since the acquisition and back in 2021, I think prior to their monthly traffic was anywhere between 5 to 10 million visitors a month. Now they've gotten up, and I'll show you in the next slide, over 100 million visitors each month, landing it in the number 2 spot as far as monthly traffic compared to Zillow, Realtor, and Redfin. And doing so, they spent over $1 billion to get there, reaching 90% of households. And like I said, now they have over 100 million visitors each month, making the second largest traffic website and fastest growing. up to this point. And now I'm going to tap into the membership side of things. So that was a little bit about what the platform does generally. These next couple of slides are going to go into what membership. So kind of like Google, when you're searching something and you're trying to find, whatever it is you're looking for, chances are you're probably going to end up on page 1, and it's not likely that you'll end up on page 2, 3, 4, or those pages after. With homes.com membership, your profile is going to do or your listings are going to do exactly that. They're always going to stay at the top of the search page, regardless of days on market, for the life of the time the listing's on the market. So in this case, shown here, of course, this is just an example. Lisa Miller's listing here as a member will stay at the top. Doesn't matter how long it ends up being there. Similar to like I said, when you'd be searching Google, staying in that first page, staying on the top, or of course increase views, increase eyes on your property. Especially as I can't speak for every market. I'm familiar with Sussex, of course. I know some markets are transitioning a little bit, maybe longer days on market. Super influential to stay on that first page, as most other platforms are built to, as the longer it stays on the market, the further it falls down the list. And same thing with your profile. With the homes.com membership, your profile is boosted in every neighborhood, and it stays at the top of any neighborhood you've done business in for the last 5 years, buy or sell, at least one transaction. So the other platforms and how they work, of course, you buy into zip codes. You want one zip code, you purchase it for a set amount. You want another zip code, you purchase it for a set amount. In this case, it just goes off of your business. So if you've done a single transaction, buy or sell side in any given neighborhood, you're going to be listed in that directory as an agent. And as a homes.com member, you're going to be boosted to the top. So even if you do your bulk of your business here, and it's pronounced Belmead, right?
Belmead, yeah.
Belmead. Or the surrounding areas, you'll be listed there and boosted to the top. And that just takes one transaction in that given neighborhood. And the really cool thing about being acquired by CoStar is they have such strong data, and they've a large team of content creators. I believe it's the second largest fleet of drones in the country, shooting neighborhood content and other things to kind of curate the experience within a neighborhood, so that the buyer consumer going to the site knows exactly what they're buying into outside of just the home they're looking at. So as a member agent, you're actually promoted on those neighborhood pages and school pages as experts in those neighborhoods that you do business in as well.
Now, just in regards to that, how is it determining like who to promote? Like, for discussion's sake, say we're all of us in here are homes.com, we sign up and we all sold 2 homes each in this area. How does it decide who's getting listed first?
It's round robin. So when it comes to the membership side, it's round robin. And then once it gets outside of membership, it does have a little bit of an algorithm to determine, like, based on like sales, largest to smallest. Of course, you can always sort, but just naturally as a list of members, it'll be round robin. So if one buyer goes to the site, they may see it one way, and another buyer goes there, it might be a different order.
Yeah, because I was thinking Nina, if she signs up, we're never going to show up.
We're never going to show up.
Exactly. Same thing with the schools and neighborhood pages. It'll cycle through. So it's not a matter. It's not promoting the number one member agent in the area. It'll be cyclical.
Cool.
Okay.
And another benefit of being a part of CoStar Group is, like I said, they own tons of other brands. Within their brands, of course, comes land.com and apartments.com. So as a homes.com member, your rental listings and your land listings syndicate to those platforms as well and get boosted on those platforms, reaching those buyers, which land.com and apartments.com are number 1 in their respective categories as well. So extra benefits are reaching those clients and consumers that may be looking for rentals or land.
Do we also get to meet Jeff Goldblum if we sign up?
I mean, I can push for it.
Okay.
I don't know how full I have, but and then retargeting. If you're not familiar with the terminology, you probably just experienced it regardless so far. Shopping online, when you go to Amazon or any other shopping site and you interact with an item that you want but don't buy it, and then you leave and that item follows you until it bugs you enough to buy it. With homes.com membership, when someone enters homes.com, interacts with your listing and your profile, either or, and they leave homes.com, they're actually retargeted on all those other websites that they'll be searching through afterwards. There's the network of like 30,000 plus sites. Of course, the majority of the main ones, and then 30,000 pretty much covers just about all. So they'll be retargeted on those platforms as well when they leave the site. So this is kind of just a run through what it would look like. You know, they go to homes.com, interact with your listing, your profile. They leave for ESPN, which may not be everybody's cup of tea, or cup of coffee. Your profile and listing follows and ends up on those ad banners as well, ensuring that you're staying in front of them. And the really cool thing.
Can I ask a question?
That touches on it. It really segments exactly like high intent buyers. You know, people are going to homes.com and interacting with your listings or profile, assuming that they're going to either buy or sell sometime in the near future. So getting in front of them repeatedly on these other sites is definitely beneficial. And that's what I was talking about. Just like a standard consumer experience for someone who's interested in buying. You know, they do various things throughout multiple days, like enter homes.com, leaves it, reads parenting articles, goes to Facebook, Instagram, and of course ends up back up on homes.com. So, you know, along with those 30,000 other sites, it's going to end up on your their social media platforms as well, Facebook, Instagram, and all that. So basically every corner is covered when it comes to.
Carl, we do have a question. Abhishek, you have a question?
Yeah. So usually, like, you have to pay for these ads, right?
We
Like
can't hear
you
you.
are paying. Can you hear me?
Yeah, turn yours on.
Okay, I'll come back.
There you go.
Okay. Hey, Lawrence. So my question is, usually you have, if you advertise on, say, Google, yeah, your advertisement appears on websites like ESPN and whatnot. So this is covered with home.com membership. Is that how it works?
In this case,
Sorry.
he can hear me though.
Yeah.
In this case, retargeting requires them to enter homes.com. So any buyer or consumer going to homes.com that interacts with your profile or listing will end up being retargeted on those other sites. But this next feature will kind of go into kind of a next level to that, which requires them to not enter homes.com at all. If you're just going to push advertisement out to them, similar to what retargeting does on those other sites. But yeah, without touching homes.com at all. I don't know if that answers it all.
Does that answer your question?
It does. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's this next step, which I think takes it to the next level, is you can actually take a list of your contacts, even, you know, it could be any amount of contacts. And I think the limit to this campaigning is 15,000, so quite a bit. You can upload a list of your contacts, CSV file, Excel file into homes.com. You can actually find one of your listings within your profile and target and set a campaign to advertise directly to them, the same way retargeting works across those 30,000 websites. And they don't even have to enter homes.com at all. So that's another cool way to get through to them. And in this case, the buyer or seller doesn't have to touch homes.com. If you're looking to work with past clients and just kind of stay in front of them in the event that they're looking to sell or buy down the road again, or of course, if you have a select group of buyers that you think a listing fits, you can target them as well. So this is a really cool feature to add on to retargeting. And then Matterport. Since CoStar acquired Matterport at the beginning of the year, homes.com includes Matterport on every single one of your listings without any additional cost. So it's all wrapped into the membership cost. And whether you had 1 listing, 5 listings, 10, 100 listings, you're eligible to have Matterport in every single one of them without any additional cost. I know Matterport typically works where you have it goes off size of the property, square footage, and it usually determines the price. In this case, it's all included. They don't take into account size, price point, anything. If you want it, you can get it. And you can even order your Matterport to be schedule the Matterport to be filmed and shot prior to hitting the MLS in the event that you want to make sure it gets there for when it's ready. So as soon as you know you're getting a listing, you can go into your profile, click on the listing, and set it all up. And this can be all done through the portal as well, or through your profile.
I'm guessing they have Matterport, like, photographers like all over the place in different regions and areas and stuff like that just come out when you schedule them. Yeah, so they've acquired Matterport, and then since then they've been building out a specific homes.com team to handle inquiries, of course, to schedule and set up these Matterports. And they just
You can do it through your profile, and it's as easy as setting a date and time. They can work off your lockbox, your codes, whatever it is to get in if you can't get there. And then they'll go and film it and shoot it and be ready to go.
It's in the membership?
Yes, it's included in membership. Yeah, with no additional cost. I'll get talking about what pricing looks like at the end, or at least the concept of it. And that pricing includes all of what I'm talking about today with no additional cost. And lead verification. Of course, inherently, now that your name is back on the site in front of all the consumers and buyers heading to your listings, membership or not, you're going to have access to your dashboard to see your leads, of course. What membership does is takes it a step further, and they go to verify your leads. So anytime a consumer or buyer enters homes.com and clicks on your listing or gets through to you somehow, whether it be your profile as well, when they call, we have an in-house lead verification system where they'll try to call and or at least intercept the call to understand exactly what their intent, how warm they are, if they're working with an agent, things of that sort. A bunch of questions that are going to help curate what you're working with when you receive lead on your end. And another really cool tool, this is actually one of the newer ones, to kind of accompany what you're already doing on your listing presentations. They've built out a thing where you can curate a one-page listing presentation sample of what homes.com membership is going to help this seller do, or help you sell their listing. So in this case, it goes over like the marketing advantage, the retargeting, contact targeting, the different tools that homes.com membership brings forth to get views and eyes on their property. The priority placements, showing exactly where their listing is going to be, which is at the top of the search page every single time for as long as the property's on the market. Matterport, if you choose to do it, of course, they're going to showcase exactly what that looks like for the seller, the retargeting reach, home trends in the area, and of course your profile. You have an idea of who you are as a listing agent. And through communicating those benefits and using something like that listing tool, listing presentation tool, they've shown, based on internal analysis, that member agents are winning 60% more listings just communicating the benefits of homes.com membership and what it does for the seller. And this is an awesome feature where you can actually look back at any individual listing that you have and go into the analytics of it. But it also includes, of course, the retargeting and contact targeting, like how much of a reach the listing has, how many eyes and views are on the property, favorites, leads, shares. It'll actually show a graph of their listing compared to other listings in the area of non-members. So it kind of gives you a good visual for the seller, exactly what kind of views and eyes are on their property compared to the other ones local in their market. It'll show the seller exactly what websites the listing and the property is being retargeted on, along with, of course, the agents that are looking at it. And the really cool thing about that tool is you can have it set to be sent to your seller daily, weekly, however you want it to be set up. So you can just set that up automatically, so you don't have to think about it. And it'll just be sent on whatever basis you want it to be sent to your seller. And with the homes.com membership, there's members are seeing 20 times more consumer reach, 6 times more favorites and shares, 7 times more detail views, and 25% more likely to go under contract in the first 10 days from what they've done internally. And that's it. The only other thing I'd add is the way our team's set up is they have myself out here in the field, where I get the blessing of being able to be in front of you guys in office here. But there's a larger team in Richmond still where they're headquartered. There's one individual there that I work closely with that covers just your office only, outside of course, me getting around in the area. They can help set up the profile. On the topic of pricing, they go over pricing. They work closely with the way the pricing set up is it's individualized. So it takes into account your production, and it's closely connected to the MLS to, of course, get that information. So that's why this individual is the one that does that. So it's hard to do in a role like I'm in, pricing when it's individualized. Of course, I'm in front of all you, and it'd be tough to say, hey, this is your price, without it being like opening up, privacy of the whole situation. So yeah, we encourage, I don't know if I can even take a business card if you're interested in pricing to set up a time where you can connect with him or of course scan the QR code, or whoever's tuning in there can do the same thing, so they can't get your business card unless there's a way to do it. But yeah, I'd encourage just to scan that. It's going to be a landing page that kind of connects you to whoever your individual with the office is. But if you don't want to do that, I can take a business and do it myself. Any questions?
You're late, brother.
I'm like, where'd he go?
You're late. You're late.
One time. All right. Anyone have any questions, comments, concerns?
No, a couple show up a little later if you want me to go over a couple things again.
No, I'm good. I was listening on Zoom.
Oh, okay, cool. Good. Yeah.
Anybody online? Questions, comments, concerns? You guys are a lively bunch today. What was that? Somebody say something. Maybe that was my echo. Okay. All right. Well, if we don't have any questions, comments, concerns, I do appreciate Kyle coming in today, taking his time out, giving us this wonderful presentation on homes.com. Thank you all for coming into the office. Can I hear a quick clap for all you showing up today? Everybody online can hear how many people are here today. Yeah, we have a bunch in the office today. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys showing up. So yeah, this recording will be on our YouTube channel today. If you guys want to rewatch it, get some more information, make sure you scan the QR code in case you want to reach out or have someone reach out to you about pricing and getting started. And that's pretty much it. So I will see you all next week, hopefully, and you all have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ciao.